Thank God it's Friday. Well, what you're just about to watch, it may confuse you a little bit because I looked a little younger. Yes, because I'm just about to share Thank God it's Friday 2024. This is a series that every Friday shows you the activities here at Salento with Love, or probably the run around that I take place in my life on a weekly basis with many beautiful things happening. But this is 2024, remember. So whenever you are leaving a comment, remember that we are back in 2024. If you'd like to subscribe to the 2025, well then do that by subscribing to the Thank God it's Friday 2025. And also, when you're visiting Puglia, come stop here by the office and one of these fabulous books will be waiting for you together with a lot of other things. So enjoy Thank God. And buongiorno. If you're watching this, is the beginning of a Thank God it's Friday of an incredible week. I must say the weekend was amazing. I feel fully energized. It's been an incredible weekend, also talking about strategy, talking about things that could be improved. And you know what? We're at week 27. It means that we've gone halfway. We're almost there. You know, when you're doing a marathon and you get to your halfway, you're thinking, yes, I can do it. So let's start this beautiful week. Thank God it's Friday. And let's see what this week is going to bring to everyone. I can hear the sound of tiles been cut. Now this is definitely a large surface to tile. So the first job, as you probably have noticed in Thank God it's Friday of last week, was to remove the old floor and also remove the substrate that was under that floor. This was probably laid in the beginning of the 80s. It wasn't just a matter of removing the old floor, it was also remove everything that was under there, tons and tons of material. And then putting down a floor that is perfectly in line all through the house, and then starting the tiling. That was my first stop of the day. Toddy's been managing this project, is the project manager, and but I really wanted to stop this morning because a lot of talks over the end of last week on how the floor was going to be laid, and I just wanted to see it. There were options, and I think it's very, very important for me to just have my seal of approval. If I do it, if I see it afterwards and I'm not happy, then it will be big problems. So for my head anyway. So it was very important for me to do that, and I must say we just tweaked just something very, very small to make sure that I'll end up with something that is close to perfection. So now I can move on to another site. Well, Monday, I didn't want to make you wait too long, and remember last week Friday was ended up not in a fantastic note with probably, I don't remember a time that it's happened where a closing didn't happen. And if you remember, we were actually using a notary that is not the one that we normally use because he was chosen by the buyer. But I reached out to the notary that we normally use on Friday afternoon, explained the situation, and ba-bum, the two notaries talked to each other on Saturday. They found a solution, and on Thursday, so before this week is over, we'll be closing, and the funds that were sent to one notary will be sent to the client account of the other notary, and the notary that we normally use stepped in to save me, to save my client, save the buyer from waiting until 26th of August, which is a long time away. So again, this reinforced my idea of building and having a network of professionals that they understand what you're doing, how you work, how you operate, and having a very, very good relationship with them, because at times like this they can really make the difference to the service that you offer. So being able to close the deal on Thursday rather than the 26th of August, for me this is a victory. So it was a wonderful weekend in light of the notary fixing and organizing and finding a solution. I'm inside Mississippi with love. Every little step gets us closer, and now the door is closed, but look at this outside. Now, I would say we've moved thousands of miles away from where this property was when we started, and now ready to deliver what I believe It's a really special place. And welcome to Palazzo Angelini. What can I say? We are getting close to just break off for the summer holiday for about a week to 10 days. And it's nice to see that the place looks absolutely amazing and ready to start in September. Wow, I can feel it. Truly mesmerized by the beauty of this building and how it's just come together magically, almost probably like when it was first built and the owners maybe 300 years ago saw this beautiful building taking shape, probably even before some of these buildings opposite were created. Well, also time to check on passion and vision. We have a keypad, so no more keys. So I can honestly say this is almost finished. I will say it's finished, but I'll wait probably to do a closing video soon. But spectacular. I must say, days like this is when I feel extremely happy and fulfilled. I've trained Totti now for about 4 years. He's been with us. And over this last maybe year and a half, 2 years, he's started to go outside and also taking more of a position as well as a project manager. Must say, very happy with the attention to detail, the quality of the work. Today's been a very good day. Not over yet, it's just gone 5 o'clock and I'm driving to Corigliano. So this morning when I went to see the master, the maestro Carlo, you saw him in the making of the windows. That's what he's doing. Door at the other side, these two beautiful windows, Gothic. It becomes almost a routine when you start the day in the same way for a couple of days consecutively, but because I'm very keen to see the progress, and especially at these initial stages of this retiling. It's a large surface and you got to get it right. So let's see what's going on here. Buongiorno. Che bello.
Bello.
Bello proprio questo materiale.
Ma tu lo vedi con tortora?
Sì, tortora, sì. Tuesday morning. I think I'm going to go to the office now and do some work before the week gets wrapped up, and I need to do some office work. And next week, well, already by the middle of this week, Italy's coming to a standstill because of the summer holidays. So, lovely mural there. Well, at 3:30 in the afternoon, you probably thought, oh, I haven't seen a lot of activities today. But it's been a very, very intense day in the office. I must say, I haven't spent a lot of time in the office over the last maybe 4 or 5 months. And last week I did spend quite a bit of time in the office, and today I've spent 6 hours. And I could have continued, which tells me that I need to spend a little bit more time in the office. Guys are doing a fantastic job, but I think it's good. It's good for them to see me there. It's good for them to see how focused and concentrated I am when I'm in the office. Because I often work from home, and I do a lot of the work from home. Over the years, we've learned this new thing about smart working, and we are working from home. But are you a firm believer that that is just as productive than what it can be to be as part of a team and working in the office? Yeah, just curious to hear what you think about working from home or going into an office. So yesterday it was all mechanical with the big truck and the mechanical machine to bring it in. 34 tons, yes, 34 tons of material was dropped off yesterday. Once this is done, then a massive metal mesh will be fitted, then they'll be coming with a truck and pour the concrete and have a whole screed done before then putting the tiles down. So our little house today, just making plans. The electrician has actually terminated the phase of the work. Ta-da, magical. We put a toilet there. We managed to find a way of connecting to the sewer through there, over there, going into the sewer line. Not a huge amount of space, but I have a toilet here if I'm going to turn it into a guest bedroom space. I've got a basin, I've got a little shower. What more can I ask for? So I'm very, very pleased here at Palazzo Lillo that we've managed to find a way of introducing a bathroom into this mezzanine. It's really elevated the value of the property in the future, but also more than anything else has elevated the quality of living in the space. So we're just about to start tiling this room up here at Palazzo Angelini. And these tiles here from Palladini, they're about 200 years old. They were actually removed from the first floor downstairs. And we recycled about 400 tiles. We've cleaned them all up. We've got them all ready there. So tiling a room may take maybe a day, but preparing to tile a room may take 2 days. And that's exactly what happened here today at Palazzo Angelini. So at the end of my Wednesday, I've spent 5 hours with Julian. Remember Palazzo Bella? I'm not sure if Julian watches my Thank God It's Friday, but Julian Sandra. So it's been a very fruitful day, probably very little for my Thank God It's Friday, so I'll probably summarize the day. I'm sitting in the car. I've been with Julian from 6 hours. Julian is the owner of Palazzo Bella, my latest delivery for anyone who follows Palazzo Bella and the series. Today, for the last 3 weeks that he's been here, he's ordered some furniture from a local company, and today, which is his last day before leaving, he received finally the delivery with half of the stuff being wrong, and the delivery driver is not even taking care of the fresh paint. This is to illustrate that refurbishing a house and doing it and hitting the target 100% and doing it while the client is on the other side of the world, where you are handling more than 1,000 different facets of different elements. Definitely a little bit more complicated than getting a delivery of some furniture. Getting a company that can't even get a delivery of some furniture right. Refurbishing an entire property and getting it right 100%. I think it's amazing. It was a very pleasant 6 hours that I spent with Julian today, which reinforced the idea and the energy that I'm putting into Salento with love, remote purchasing. I must say today I'm very, very happy with myself. Julie and Sandra, they're not potentially happy to do a testimonial, but if you ever come to Salento and you meet them and they're here on holiday, or you catch their comments, you can ask for yourself. So anyway, I hope this wasn't too boring listening to me for just over a few minutes, 3 minutes, about raving about the experience of remote refurbishment. Anyway, I can finish my evening now, just stopping for a little meal. Very happy about my Thursday and tomorrow. If you watched last week, Thank God It's Friday. Tomorrow I've got a closing that didn't go well last Friday, so I finished my week on a really upset note, but it was fixed by the notary that I normally use, and tomorrow morning, very early in the morning, I will close a beautiful deal. I've just left Lecce, the notary. I know that I haven't filmed, but it wasn't appropriate this morning. Completed, done. So last week we finished on a little bit of a sour note. Happy to say that we've straightened out the situation, and this morning we have completed. Now someone else can take possession of a beautiful property. Beautiful to think it's Thursday. Italy is just about to come to a standstill, so if you ever do business in Italy, just remember that the 2 middle weeks of August are always going to be a little bit of a touch and go. Probably what makes Italy very different. They like to stick to their traditions. That was giving them the opportunity to have the task force off all at the same time. And then that became almost, I think, a way of handling the vacation period in Italy. And 50 years later, we're still keeping the same tradition. So today and tomorrow will probably be the last day that you can get things to happen smoothly in Italy. And then from Monday, you will probably find that at least 50-60% of companies and activities would either be closed or functioning at maybe 20-30% capacity, meaning that you're not going to get your shipment happening with the same speed. You're not going to get a lot of the things that you will normally just take for granted. So just remember this little principle if you do business in Italy, about the Ferragosto, which is the festivity on the 15th of August, Ferragosto, and everything rotates around the Ferragosto break. So now I'm just on my way to Corigliano to see the site. Beautiful what's happening there with the garden, so I'll update you once I get there. I'll focus on the road. So things start to take shape upstairs. I can't wait to see the new windows that the maestro is going to fit there, but we start to have all the switches in place. Here this floor has been ripped out, ready for a gentle screed to be done. And the screed is going to continue all the way into the bathroom. And in this bathroom we'll have the underfloor heating just servicing this little bathroom. So what's happening here in the garden? We're getting ready. So first of all, the mesh has been delivered. It's going to be fitted underneath, and then the concrete will be poured over the top. 33 tons of these very crushed stones have been thrown into this to actually create the right height. Working on also running the water, because we do want to have some points of water, one for example over there, another one over there if you also want to irrigate the garden and put an irrigation system. But also we put one over here because this beautiful trough would actually fit here eventually, and this could become a water feature. At the moment he's just actually doing his levels. So I just arrived up here on the roof of Palazzo Angelini. Everyone is gone. It's just gone 5 o'clock. Wow. Can I turn the camera around? Absolutely amazing. Can you believe this tile is about 150 or more years old? It's a proper cotto tile. So once this is finished, it gets filled, and then we'll just polish it gently. And then we'll just put an oil or a wax over the top. And here we have an original cotto tile from 1860. So I've just arrived at home. Spongy waiting for me. Hi Spongy. But mainly the sea is waiting for me down the road, and my stand-up paddle waiting for me. So we've done a remote purchasing today, been on site, many sites. The birthday of my mother today, actually two birthdays, because Barbara's mother as well. What a coincidence. 8th of August, about 10 years gaps between the two of them, but both of them share the same birthday. Now just getting my swimming costume on and jumping on my stumped up paddle and just going out there before the second birthday party.
Paro cerca paro e paro piglia. Così è. E quando sono uguali più o meno, no? E si rassomigliano, e quindi paro cerca paro e paro piglia. E si assomigliano.
E poi c'è pure il contrario, no?
Beh sì, se vuoi lo puoi pure girare al contrario.
Com'era? Aspetta, quello al contrario.
Los opuestos se atraen.
Gli opposti si attraggono.
Thank God it's Friday, and it is Friday. Early in the morning. Normally on the Friday I've got my boat license class, but not today. It's been moved until Monday. But today it's an interesting Friday in Italy, because I would say that, like I've said probably yesterday in my video, Italy probably comes to a standstill. Well, for me, really, yeah, I will continue to probably do a few things next week, but hey, I'm really looking forward as well to spend some quality time and taking advantage of the beautiful summer here in Salento. But anyway, never mind, time for a shower, getting ready, and today actually they're putting together an interesting piece inside Mississippi with Love. But before I go to the one that I was just describing, I think let's go and see how the floor it's working out at this beautiful house. Wow, meraviglia. Such an incredible transformation with his house. So after this is done, we'll have to touch up the walls because they were all nicely painted. A few little things, skirting goes on, and boom. We are now in Mississippi with Love. I did promise you that I was going to show you something amazing, and I've just walked in, walked out, boom, 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 boom. You know, it's like, you know, when you have a vision and then you transfer it and then people do and realize your vision. Well, now this design makes sense. Door to the bathroom with the frosted glass, this window giving a little bit of natural light, and this isolating the bedroom from the living area. These two beautiful machines that are here, mounted with extreme care and ready to go, are not compatible with the inside unit. So they sold the machines, the outside motor, wrong. They shipped them, the wrong one. And the engineers that don't know, they would just fit them, just everything was supposed to work. And so after about a month now, we've got our own engineers dismantling it, and they're going to get collected on Monday. These are some of the troubleshooting that I keep away from my clients. This is really, if you're watching this on the Thank God It's Friday, these are some of the things that happen more or less on a regular basis, because when you have hundreds or almost 1,000 small pieces of a puzzle to refurbish an entire property, there is a lot of things. And I can say from experience that some of the clients that potentially hire on the ground and are aware of things happening, they get very frustrated. But don't get frustrated. You have me, you have a team, you have people looking after you, and you know what? Without even knowing what's happening, and I'm just sharing it now, without even knowing what's happening, I'll get it resolved. And that is the most important thing when it comes to having somebody looking after you. Oh, the LED light. Stripe, stripe, stripe. So the painting and the sanding down is continuing. Today we're fitting the door here, fitting the window. That's all happening now. We were just waiting for this floor to be finished. Wow. So I'm on my way to my weekly visit. Actually, I revisited this song. I'm not sure if Ludovic has managed to play Meraviglioso by Domenico Modugno. You know, when you think Volare, oh, a very famous Italian song translated in probably all the languages that you can think of. But that's Domenico Modugno, also sang Meraviglioso. And it's true, Meraviglioso. I was just listening to that song this morning, made me think, you know, Meraviglioso if you just, marvelous if you just observe the sun, marvelous if you look at what we have. We've got the sea, we've got love. All of those things are the wonders of the earth, the ones that really we should focus on, the ones that when people say, oh, I'm not happy, I'm searching for happiness. Well, if you are searching for happiness, look at the sea, look at the sun, look at the vegetation, look at the nature, and look at the people that love you more than anything else. Those are the things that we should give you happiness. Anyway, on that slightly note of philosophy of my life, I've almost arrived at Andrea, and I'm also bringing to him some figs that have been collected from my dad, and so I'm just going to give it to Andrea, the osteopath. So I did start my Thank God It's Friday this morning here from home, going to work, and I'll wrap it up here as well. I hope you've enjoyed this week. It's been amazing. I don't know, how does it go so fast? I mean, it's just incredible. You start on a Monday morning and the next thing you're wrapping it up on Friday afternoon. But anyway, it's just been an amazing week. I'm sure you have enjoyed it. So many activities, so many things happening, so many beautiful things happening, including the birthday of my mother. And so it's been wonderful. I hope you've had a good one. And well, I'll see you next Friday. Until then, stay safe wherever you are. And thank you very much for being part of this beautiful group. How was that? Yeah, I looked younger. Different hairstyle as well. Subscribe to 2025 and I'll see you every week on a Friday. Stay safe wherever you are.